Alright, what's going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. So really quickly before we start this video, about 70% of you who are currently watching this video aren't actually subscribed. So I'd really appreciate if you guys could turn your phone around, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. And you can turn notifications on as well, just so you don't miss any future videos. And also, if you're feeling really generous, if you drop the video a like, it really helps push the video out there so that it can reach more people and add value to more people as well. So really quickly, a little bit about me. If you guys don't know me, my name is Aaron. I am 6'4.5". So I guess you can say I fall into that category of tall lifters. I've been training for about 4 years now, and this video is pretty much going to be my best advice, my main tips I give to you guys, more specifically aimed towards tall and skinny lifters, trying to help you guys put on a size as quickly as possible. But obviously this advice can apply to everyone as well, so if you don't fall into that category of tall lifters, then make sure to keep watching the video because you might be able to take some value from it as well. So essentially I'm compiling all my tips and knowledge I've learned over the last 4 years of training, and hopefully this can help you guys out a lot. So without further ado, tip number 1 is don't follow your friends' diets. Now this is a mistake I actually made when I first started training. Obviously not everyone is 6'4" or as tall as me or taller, so I was training with people who were a lot shorter than me, and I was trying to follow their diets. Because in my head they were eating quite a lot of food, they were bulking, they were putting on weight, so I just thought, if I copy their diet, do what they're doing, then surely it's going to work for me as well. But no, I was actually completely wrong. I was eating far too little food for what I needed to be in a caloric surplus. So unfortunately for us taller guys out there, it generally means we have a very high metabolism, so we're going to burn calories a lot quicker than someone who's shorter than us. So essentially this just means we have to intake more calories to maintain our body weight. So your friends around you, yes, they might be putting on weight, they might be gaining size and muscle. That's probably because they are in a caloric surplus for them. That diet won't be a caloric surplus for you. So you need to look at yourself, your height, your body weight, how active you are, how many times you go to the gym. You need to work out your own caloric maintenance. They need to make sure you're eating in a surplus so you are gaining weight. So for example, I have a few friends who probably eat around 3,200 calories, and that is a caloric surplus for them because it is above their maintenance. However, that is in fact still a deficit for me. Just to maintain my body weight, for me personally, I need to be about 3,800 calories, and that's just to maintain my body. That's not even a surplus. Hence why I'm currently bulking at 4,000 calories, which is 200 calories above my caloric maintenance. So my first tip is don't just follow what your friends are doing, especially with their diet. If they've been training longer than you, they've got a better physique than you, just because they're eating a certain amount of calories doesn't mean that that's right for you as well. I'll leave a website link down below in the description where essentially it gives a rough estimate of what it thinks your caloric maintenance is, and you can work off of that. So leading on from that first point, briefly on to my second point, is eat more calorie dense foods. So for us taller people, because we're going to have to eat a large quantity of food, we might struggle to get the calories in throughout the day without getting too full up. And one of my best tips for that is choose your foods that you consume wisely. Eat foods that are very dense in calories. So essentially what that means is it contains a lot of calories for the quantity of food you're eating. For example, something I might do is choose like a bagel over a couple slices of bread, because the bagel is going to contain more calories. It's more calorie dense than a couple slices of bread. So yeah, it's very easy to see all these bodybuilders on social media eating chicken and rice and broccoli, constantly like chicken and hash, chicken and rice. And this is obviously very good, it's very healthy, but you've got to remember they're going to have a completely different caloric maintenance to you. They're probably cutting for a bodybuilding show as well. So for us taller, skinny people with a very high metabolism, we need to look at eating very high calorie dense foods. So another little side tip to go along with that is you can also consume liquid calories. Now liquid calories is exactly what it sounds like. Essentially it's just a shake or food blended up that you can drink, so it's easier to consume the calories than actually chewing it and eating it. So liquid calories can be a very good way to consume a large quantity of calories without having to go through the effort of eating the food and feeling like you're getting full up quickly. However, I personally always recommend trying to eat as much food as you can before consuming liquid calories. There's nothing really wrong with liquid calories. I just find from experience it's better to eat proper whole foods instead, and then if you're getting towards the end of the day and you're struggling for calories a little bit, there's no harm getting a high calorific shake and having that just to finish off your calories for the day. What I've done in the past is I'll put like protein powder, milk, oats for more carbs, and a bit of ice cream in there. Something like that. It's quite high in fats, but it's a lot of calories packed into one little shake, and it's very easy to drink, very tasty. If you want to see that shake, I actually made it in my last full day of eating, which I'll leave a link in the description. I've actually got 2 full day of eating videos, one at 4,000, one at 6,000 calories. So I'll leave both of the links for those down in the description in case you're interested in those as well. Right, now let's talk a little bit about training. And I know this is going to be quite difficult for some people to apply at the moment because obviously gyms are still closed in the UK and other countries as well. But this point is to focus on heavy compounds when you're training in the gym. Now heavy compounds are really good because they're hitting multiple muscle groups at once, so you're getting more out of doing a certain exercise. So the best heavy compounds that you should be doing every week and should definitely be implemented into your program are squat, bench, deadlift, and overhead press. These movements are good because they're really easy to progressive overload on, which is essentially where you add volume each week. You can add reps, sets, or weight, which essentially just helps you get stronger by adapting to the new stimulus, and you should get bigger over time as well. So I highly recommend you guys start doing heavy compound exercises when gyms reopen again at the start of all of your sessions. And in these heavy compounds, focus on your form, focus on doing low reps and getting stronger over time by adding weight each week. And I promise by doing heavy compounds, you won't only get stronger, but you also put on some size as well. Now my next tip for training is focus on range of motion. I know you've probably heard this plenty of times, and obviously this applies to everyone, but this is especially important for taller people. And range of motion is exactly what it sounds like. It's the actual range of motion you're performing when you're doing the exercise. So let's take the dumbbell bicep curl for example. A bad range of motion will be where you're not fully stretching out the bicep, you're only going halfway, so you're not getting the full stretch of the muscle. Whereas with good range of motion on the bicep curl, you'd be fully stretching down your arm, flexing your tricep at the bottom. That is a big tip that a lot of people forget to do. This essentially means that you're fully stretching out the whole bicep, and then you bring it back up, tilt your elbow up a little bit if you need to, get that full squeeze at the top. And when you get to the top of that movement, hold it for a second, really squeeze the muscle, focus on that mind-muscle connection, really engage with yourself, get that full squeeze, and slowly lower it back down again for the eccentric part of the movement. Same can apply with compound movements like bench press. Make sure you bring that bar all the way down to your chest if you can do, and then fully extending your triceps at the top to get the full range of motion. And it may not seem like a big deal in the moment. If you're constantly performing exercises with bad range of motion, that's going to really add up over time, and essentially you're just losing progress that you could be making. And I promise you, if you apply that tip to your movements in the gym, you'll really see some progress. So my last tip is kind of more focused on the mental side of things, but it's important to stay in your lane. Now what I mean by this is don't focus on other people, don't compare yourself to other people, because you are not other people. Everybody is genetically built differently, and you're not going to have the same results, you're not going to look the same as other people. You're going to look worse than some people, you're going to look better than some people. It just is how it is. So don't be put off with your shorter friends and looking like they're getting bigger quicker than you, because essentially they are. They have less muscle to actually fill out, because the length of our muscles are going to be longer than the length of the muscles on a shorter person, which isn't an issue. It just means it's going to take us longer to get there. They're going to fill out their muscle, they're going to fill out their frame quicker than us. And yeah, I understand that can be frustrating. Trust me, I've been there. I've seen friends who are shorter than me, have been training for a much shorter period of time and just are bigger than me. But the benefit for us taller guys is we have more muscle building potential. But essentially, the longer your origin to insertion of your muscles are, you have more potential to put on more muscle. While this might take a lot longer to do, when you eventually do it and you do fill out your frame, you're going to look a lot bigger than someone who is shorter than you. So yeah, while it is frustrating, you got to remember everything has its pros and cons. At the end of the day, it really just comes down to perspective. You can either sit there and complain about what you don't have, or you can look and understand what you do have and work with what you got. And I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. I've complained so much throughout my time lifting. I've literally pulled every excuse out of the book that I can think of. I've literally complained about everything from having a high metabolism to having bad leverages to perform compound movements. But it's really up to you how you react and respond to your circumstance. So, get out there, stop making excuses, work what you got, and just keep trying your best. At the end of the day, nothing will beat hard work and dedication. So as long as you're putting in the effort, I promise you, you'll get results. But yeah, boys and girls, I think that's all from me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I might make a part 2 going into detail about some other things as well. Feel free to subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. I'm making videos like 2 or 3 times a week at the moment. So if you like the content you're seeing, drop a subscribe, turn notifications on so you don't miss future videos. Thank you very much for watching, boys and girls. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.